Jamaica jolted by 5.3 magnitude earthquake. The earthquake unit has confirmed that Jamaica was shaken by a 5.3 magnitude earthquake on Friday morning. The quake occurred at approximately 8:01 a.m., with its epicenter located approximately 6 km northeast of Golden Spring in St. Andrew. It was reportedly felt in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. James, Manchester, St. Mary, St. Thomas, among other parishes. Job well done. Quick response by the police to an early morning robbery at a liquor store in Yala, St. Thomas, that ended with 3 thieves shot dead, has won plaudits from residents who have expressed annoyance that their parish has been targeted by criminals. It was a job well done. The police are doing great work, one resident told reporters, and it's as Independent Commission of Investigation officers started their probe of the Thursday morning shooting. Police said they were alerted to the break-in at a Progressive liquor store. A licensed firearm holder who had seen the door of the store open entered. However, he was allegedly attacked by a man armed with a machete and discharged his weapon, hitting the thief. The other robbers opened fire at the licensed firearm holder before entering a motor car and sped away. The police pursued the car, which they caught up with in the Grand Spen area of St. Thomas. Men were seen at the outside of the car and they were opening gunfire at the police. The police returned the fire and 2 of the men were hit, Deputy Superintendent of Police O'Neill Thompson stated. All 3 persons who were hit were pronounced dead at hospital. 1 firearm was seized from the scene of Grand Spen. 3 other persons escaped in nearby bushes, Thompson told reporters. I must say that since the start of the year, break-ins have been an issue for us in Yellow Space, and we're doing everything to characterize this kind of crime in the area, he added. Residents absolutely heartened by Thompson's promise and the cutting down of the robbers expressed satisfaction with the work done by the police. One man said that many times when people come to St. Thomas and commit robbery, residents are usually blamed. I say thumbs up to the police. Know that the highway has been built. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to get to and from Kingston. There is a lot of infrastructure development and more people are borrowing money to develop their businesses. When people borrow money to do their business and you have criminals coming inside the community and breaking into places and carrying out robberies, it tears the community down. It causes business owners not to trust the youth in the space. Worse if the young men are not working, he noted. Most of the time, the youth get the blame. Now this happened and we see other persons are very glad that the police responded efficiently, as they should, to apprehend the criminals from outside coming into our parish, he noted. According to the man, residents are determined that people from outside the parish will no longer be allowed to come in and commit robberies and other crimes without being challenged. They cannot pass the borderline at 10 miles Bull Bay. The police will apprehend them. It is no joke, and if we the citizens catch you, we are going to yam your food, he stated. There was a robbery recently about 100 to 150 meters from here. It seems that because them bingo and get you at that time, they decided to come back and try another business place, said the resident who noted that many houses are being bothered during daylight hours. In broad daylight in the housing scheme, even 2 and 3 houses I get break into, and nobody sees anything until the owners come home. All people say afterward is they saw a car here or there. People need to unite. If you have relatives coming into the communities to live, you need to introduce them and everybody know who is who, he stated. If we see that person doing something wrong, we can go to their relative and say that the man you introduced the other day, it was him we saw do this or do that. When you don't know, you have to be contemplating. You can't even trust your own that is beside you, he added. Another resident said that thieves may have convinced themselves that St. Thomas is rural, therefore they can come in and do whatever they want. See they? Then come dead in the show. If you are going to come into the community and break into it and break it down, then you need to go. They need to meet their maker, he stated. A part owner of the liquor store told reporters that he was experiencing mixed feelings. He said that he received a call between 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. that men were breaking into the establishment. By the time I came on the scene, I found the door open and heard that a man died inside there, he shared. Senior Superintendent of Police Christopher Phillips, who is in charge of Area 5, said that the criminals involved in Thursday's robbery were traveling in 2 motor cars. Reporters were told that the driver of one of the vehicles was forced to stop and change a punctured tire. That allowed the police who were chasing them to confront them more easily. Phillips said that the men were not from St. Thomas and weren't familiar with the territory. These men seem not to be from this era. St. Thomas has seen an increase in break-ins, 12 more than last year. 2 weeks ago, there was a situation where liquor wholesale was robbed and over $2 million. The community of realists has been suffering at the hands of these persons, he noted. It is very unfortunate that we still have people so empowered to try and take on the security forces. We are not taking any chances with St. Thomas. Given the new highway facility, we know exactly what is happening on this side. That is why we have situated some police teams on the main highway to give us this kind of response. I issue a warning to criminals moving into St. Thomas that it is not going to be business as usual, he stated. I want to just encourage and reassure the citizens in these parts that you have the full support of the police. The St. Thomas Commander, Superintendent Alison Byfield, said the team here are working very hard to keep you safe, and I have all confidence that they will continue to do so. We have a full mandate for the High Command, and we are going to carry out that mandate without any form of distraction, Phillips added. UHWI implements temporary suspension on patient transfers as emergency room reaches capacity. The University Hospital of the West Indies has implemented a temporary suspension on accepting patient transfers. It has asked private and public hospitals as well as nursing homes to keep stable patients. Speaking to reporters, the UHWI's Medical Chief of Staff, Dr. Carl Bruce, explained that the temporary suspension was implemented as the hospital's emergency rooms have reached capacity. Dr. Bruce adds that 90% of patients in the emergency room present complications from chronic non-communicable diseases. He said it is important that UHWI clear the backlog of patients before it resumes patient transfer. In the meantime, referring physicians are encouraged to contact the hospital directly to inquire about the status of availability.
The university hospital asks that transfers from other medical facilities be held until we have a bed, in particular for medical patients, because at this time the university hospital's emergency room is at capacity. We are able to treat the emergency patients, and any patient who needs critical care can still call the critical care unit if such a patient needs a transfer. But those who are stable and are in other hospitals, we're asking them to hold and continue their treatment there until we clear the backlog of patients in our emergency room.
Cops bring calm to Craigtown. The Kingston Western Police say they have managed to break the backbone of an ongoing war in Craigtown community and restore calm. Head of the division, Senior Superintendent Michael Phelps, said the police have managed to disrupt the operation of two warring gangs in the community through a series of proactive activities. The Kingston Western Police, with the support of our JDF Jamaica Defense Force counterparts and specialized operations through intense policing activities, have managed to impact the general Craigtown area of the division, he stated. We have some activities which included interventions, curfews, targeted and snap operations, where the main perpetrators of the violence in the area were our main focus. The police activities and intense investigations have led to the arrest and charge of a 17-year-old student for a double murder in the community 2 weeks ago. The community had been under siege after the Gaza and 110 gangs began warring for turf, leading to a wave of violence in the area. This culminated in the double murder which occurred in broad daylight. Phelps promised the police would keep a presence in the community. We will remain in the area and, of course, continue our joint operations as we intend to arrest the main players, recover their weapons, and restore calm to the general community. These efforts will continue, he assured. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.